Okay, so are you ready to get a little magical today?
Always up for some magic.
You guys know by now how these deep dives work.
Yeah, we take your suggestions and
We go deep,
eat.
deep. So this time you sent us Deepak Chopra's The Way of the Wizard,
Oh, a good one.
and it is absolutely packed with some mind-bending ideas.
It really is.
20 spiritual lessons inspired by Merlin.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to unpack those,
Sounds like fun.
figure out how we can tap into our own inner wizard.
Right.
And I think it's important to say right off the bat that we're not talking like pointy hats and wands here.
No, more metaphorical.
It's more about rewiring our reality because this book argues we have way more power than we realize.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a theme throughout a lot of Chopra's work.
It is.
It is.
But what I found really interesting about this one is that he blends Eastern philosophy with like this Western mythology figure.
Yeah, well, he uses Merlin as this archetype, right? To make these ancient spiritual concepts more accessible. So that's what's really fascinating here.
Like relatable.
Yeah.
And he kind of challenges us right from the start to see ourselves not just as we are, but as we could be.
Yeah, powerful creators of our own experience.
Yeah. And he says that all of us have this wizard within, this wise, timeless part of us
I like that.
that's just waiting to be activated.
Yeah,
Like it's like our superpower.
it is.
You know?
It is.
But to access that, we have to like shed some illusions.
You do,
right?
yeah.
It challenges us to look at our attachment to our ego,
Yeah.
our fears.
Even the idea of a fixed reality.
Oh yeah.
Which is
What is reality?
right. Well, and that's kind of like
Whoa.
the Matrix, you know?
I was just thinking that.
You have to see the code
Oh yeah.
to be able to bend the rules.
Right.
Yeah.
So one of the things that he says is that, Merlin is teaching Arthur that by aligning your intentions with this universal energy, you can manifest your desires. So he's saying that like our beliefs shape our reality.
This is a really big concept that comes up a lot in different spiritual traditions.
It does.
You know, the idea that we are not just
Passive observer.
passive observers,
Yeah.
but that our thoughts, our beliefs, our intentions actually have an impact on the world around us.
He gave a really interesting example. He talked about it like a group of monks
Yeah.
who, like through their meditation, were able to affect the growth rate of plants.
I mean, that's fascinating.
Isn't that wild?
There's actually quite a bit of research that kind of supports this.
Really?
Yeah, in terms of like the power of intention and how it can actually influence physical matter.
That's really trippy.
It is. It's mind-blowing, but it's also incredibly empowering when you think about it.
It is.
Because if that's true, then that means we have a lot more control over our lives and our experiences than we might realize.
So then what happens when, life throws us a curveball?
Right.
Because we all face challenges, right?
Of course, yeah. Life isn't always smooth sailing.
So what does the wizard within do about that?
Well, what Chopra suggests is a really powerful shifting perspective.
Okay.
Instead of viewing those challenges as setbacks or failures,
Right.
he says we can see them as opportunities for growth and expansion of our awareness.
So like when we're going through something hard,
Yeah,
we should be asking like, what is this teaching me?
exactly.
Instead of like, why is this happening to me?
Right, precisely. And that simple shift in perspective can make a huge difference in how we experience those challenges.
And how we overcome them.
And we overcome them, yeah.
And so this all kind of ties into this idea of the wizard's mastery of time and space,
Yeah.
which is another really big concept in the book.
Right.
And Chopra argues that time is really a human construct, that the wizard lives in this eternal present moment.
The eternal now.
Yeah, so no dwelling on past regrets, no anxieties about the future, just pure creative potential in the now.
That's a powerful concept.
It is.
But it's not always easy to put into practice.
I was just thinking that.
Right, because our minds are so often caught up in, either rehashing the past or worrying about the future.
Reliving.
Yeah.
Ah.
But imagine the freedom that could come with letting go of those mental time travels.
Oh, yeah?
We would be more adaptable, more open to new possibilities, less controlled by, what's already happened or what might happen.
It's like stepping into that beginner's mind all the time.
Exactly, always open to what's unfolding right in front of us.
Right, and that ties into like embracing the unknown. Right? Instead of fearing uncertainty, the wizard sees it as a source of magic. You know, and it's about trusting the flow of life, being open to surprises.
That's where the adventure lies.
That is where the adventure is. He also talks a lot about the interconnectedness of all things.
Yeah, this is a key principle in many spiritual traditions, the idea that we are not separate from each other.
We're all one.
Or from the universe, that we are all part of this intricate web of life.
So the wizard really understands that.
The wizard understands this deeply, and that awareness fosters compassion, humility, and a sense of belonging.
Because we're all connected.
We are.
And I think what's really cool is that Chopra doesn't just leave us with these big concepts.
Right.
He gives us like practical exercises.
Yeah, he provides a whole wizard's toolkit, you could say.
I like that, wizard's toolkit.
Yeah.
So like things like meditation.
Meditation, visualization. Reflection, all these practices that can help us actually integrate these lessons into our daily lives.
Yeah, so it's not just theory, it's like, how do we actually apply this?
Exactly.
He even gives specific instructions for a walking meditation.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
To help us cultivate that sense of presence in the now.
I love that.
Me too.
Yeah.
So after this deep dive into the way of the wizard, what stands out to you?
Well, so much unpack here.
I know, right?
But I think what really resonates with me is the invitation to experiment.
Oh, yeah.
You know, to play with these ideas, see how they resonate with our own experience. Because after all, the best way to understand magic is to create some of our own.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a really great takeaway.
So what small step can you take today to connect with your inner wizard?
Ooh.
That's the question.
What can you do today
Think about it.
to bring a little magic into your life?
Yeah.
Love it. All right. Well, thank you for joining us for this magical deep dive into the way of the wizard.
It's been a pleasure.
If you enjoyed this one,
Let us know.
let us know what you think. Hit that subscribe button,
Yeah.
and we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
Until then, keep those magical vibes flowing.
Bye.
Bye.